Good morning. So we're Good morning. So we're going to be picking up No Turning Back, and we're getting this ready to launch on Google Play Store. So the first thing that we want to do is this project was made in an older version of Unity, and my web requests are done using the www class. So the first thing we need to do is replace our web requests. So let's open this code up and take a look at what we've got. Now there's a couple of them in here. So we have a couple that we'll need to change. So the first one here is my get data. And this thing is just kind of the manager between all of my different methods. And then this one is check my character player records. This doesn't have a, this is not a coroutine. So this get player routine is our coroutine. Now I'm using Unity with .NET 4.5, so I can use async and await, but I think we're going to be doing that in the next game. And in this one, we're just only going to be using these coroutines. So let's take a look at the web request class. If we look at Unity web request, in this it's got a get, post, and a put. And if I look at this, the get only returns a URI, and it's not showing me how to set the auth, so I need to append headers to this as well. So let's start with the web request to get the token down here. Post with token coroutine. This is including my authorization, and then this is the get access token. So let's go ahead and get rid of this for now, and I'll put this over here in Notepad, and I'm going to say that this is my admin login for submits, and this one we're going to save this on the desktop, call it Ali Chat Notes. Okay, so in this, we need to change the www class. This one is a post, if I remember correctly, here. So in my web request, we'll take a look at the posts. Now what this is saying is that I want to have my www form and I add my fields to it. And then what I want to do is using var www equals unity web request dot post. Like that. And then we have the URL, which is path. And we want to pass in my form data. Then what we're going to do is we're going to yield return on the send request. And then we're going to have my if statement, which is that if this is not null, so we're going to say if my www.isNetworkError or www.isHTTP error, then we don't want anything. And otherwise, we're going to have our result here, which is where is it? Response code. Okay, let me take a look at this. And this is inside of download handler.text. Okay? And that should do it. This should now receive my access token. So we're going to check to see what happens here. And we also want to start the back end. And if I look at my identity server, it's starting at localhost 5000, which is the URL that it's starting at. So we'll give it a start. And we don't want to check we want to get my access token, which is inside of the, well, we're going to watch it on the Unity side. So let's go ahead and start the debugger. It's going. And then what we can do is we can start the Unity app, and I can close this one up. Okay, so now we're sending the request. Okay. That's fine. We got my response, and it is not network error. It says it's HTTP error. It says bad request. It did give me a session ID for my Steam manager. Okay, so that failed. So let's fix our API here. So the first thing I want to look at is my... Hey, Clunch. How are you doing? It's good to see you again. Yeah, this is my old chair. My wife made the blanket for it. So let me go ahead. How are you doing? It's been a little bit. Okay, so we need to fix the HTTP request on this. So where's I? That validator's working. I don't care about this one. We were down here. My authorization server URL is right. Okay, so do I need to was it not running? No, let me check to make sure the identity server's running. Identity is running, as is the WebAPI and the web app. We'll try one more time. Give it a run. I now work as a C# developer at a company, so I'm getting into the whole programming thing more and more. Congratulations, that's awesome. Sick at home with eye disease. Jesus Christ. That looks fine. So is it erroring because it doesn't have an SSL? That could be what it's doing. So let me change this and drop this on an SSL connection and run it again. How have you been? How are you doing? Hope all's well. Yeah, things are great for me. No complaints at all. All right, that's working now. Let's try this again. Give it another attach. Okay, it still says unknown error. Where's my back end? Did it? I think it's locked up. No, it should be attached. Let's try it again. Okay, here we go. My path is the HTTPS. Does it need to have identity on that? Just a second. If I look at this thing again, what would be my URL for this? Just a second. Okay, let me change my startup URL here to be this one. And then also in my app data, we want to put it here. Okay, we'll try that again here, just a second. Give it another try. We need to change in the HTTP manager this URL to that one. I don't like that they got rid of the save button up there. Okay, let's run it again. Okay, we're going to check this one here. Okay, we're running now, so we're going to check it again. We send the request out. This time it says true and false. So we're going to change this to be https identity.pixelhorrorstudios.com. We'll try it again. Oh, is it Pixel Horror Studios? I think it's noturningback.com, to be honest. Let's try it again. All right, so let's see if this one is taking. And then if this doesn't work, we can take a look at my other web requests that I've written in here for getting my token. Yeah, it's supposed to have an identity after it. Okay, this time his network error is false, and this time I did get a token. So the difference is that when I'm doing this, HTTP manager needs to be at http://localhost 5000, and then I want to make sure that this is running on 5000 like this. Run it, and now we should be able to get my player. Something locked up here on me. All right, let's close Unity and reopen it. That's strange. And we're going to open up this one. Okay, now we're going to take a look and run it one more time here. We're going to change my HTTP manager to be at /identity. Just another second. Okay, and when I look at my startup for this one, we're going to take a look at what the public URL is. So the way that we do that is I want to say discovery URL identity server for, which is here. And this is just connect. There is no identity at the end. So we'll do it again. It's still saying bad request being pushed out. Okay, just another second. Okay, we're going to change this a little bit here to be a var content equals new dictionary of a string and a string. And then we're going to have each one of these in here. So we have grant type equals Steam. Okay, before we do this, let's see if it's even getting to on the web API. Here, I can look at my provider validator, and we're going to see if we can validate here. All right, so we did get our validation, so it is connecting. And then we do get the client. We pass this out to Steam, which says it's forbidden. Okay, so to fix this, I need to go back in time. So we'll look at the source tree here. And then I need to make a modification on this file somewhere. And now when I look at my development branch and I look at Grant Validator, I want to do a log on this one. And I want to pull this over here because I'm getting sensitive information. Okay, and so now what I'm going to do is over here, so I don't show this, I'm going to adjust these. It's when I tried to hit this Steam URI. And we're going to reverse this. Okay. And so now when I look at my oh, I see exactly what the problem is. We have a period in here, which we didn't need. So let's try it again. How have you been? I hope I can actually read the code now. I'm impressed with myself. Awesome. I'm working with SSL, yeah. Here. So we're going to check it again, and we'll start it, and we'll run it again from Unity. Okay, we're going to hit here. We wanted to check to see if this works. And this was valid, and then we're going to get my path, which looks good. And now we're actually playing the game, finally. Okay, so we've got that one done. So back in here, we're going to apply this same formula in a couple more places. So here, post with token coroutine. This one, we're going to do this same thing. And we want to send in like that. And we're just going to put this in here. Now I think we have a www.set request header. Okay, and so now instead of doing it this way, we're going to have this as my content type JSON. And then also we want to have one for my authorization. Like that. This one wants to post my JSON to the route. Like that. And that's it. Okay, we're going to rinse and repeat this now here on my Get player. And then we're going to start to apply this globally throughout this file. So up at the beginning, we have Get player coroutine. And this is it. So we're going to not have a JSON, and we're going to have a get, and it's going to go to my path with nothing. We want to set the header and the access token. And then I have this inside of a do. Like that. And we can get rid of the www. And my two types for this is where I see there's something in the chat. Just a second. These two. So this one, if it is a network error or it's an HTTP error. Now, here we're going to do this one as a var www. This is a Unity web request, like that. And we'll set this equal to null. Hey, when I first started watching all your coding went too fast. It's nice to see my progress. Nice! I see you added some extra stuff in the training back in my absence. I sometimes spotted you did other projects as well. I remember you want to launch this game last year. Was it before time moved strangely? Yeah, I launched it in November, but now I'm launching it on mobile. Do you need to say explicitly that it's JSON? I thought by now JSON was a standard and only it differed. You had to put it in the header. You have to put it in the header, but then I have to serialize it or deserialize it. When am I coding? Hey, just run. I'm working on my game. There is no turning back. It's available up on Steam. We're putting it up on mobile, though. And this is my download handler dot text. Okay. Let's see if this one works now for player data. We give it a run. And it works. Okay, I need to take this call. Just 1 second. All right, sorry about that. So now that we got that web request working, if I look back at it, I find that peculiar. Okay, it was just saying that was redundant, so that's fine. Okay, so that one's looking better. The next one that we have is post player data coroutine. This is to reset your player. So in this one, we're going to do the same thing, and it's a post, so we'll grab my post method that I've written. And my headers are application JSON and my access token. We don't need to encode it anymore. And then we're going to send this to my path. Like that. And then there we go. So here, if it's not an error and it's not an HTTP error, then we've got all this. Otherwise, I've got this. And otherwise, we're just going to say that it's disconnected. Okay, we're going to test this one here by running the app. And now what we want to do is we want to do a reset. And it worked. Okay. Our next one is post if our player tutorial has been taken. So similarly, we'll do this. And in this, we're going to have my Unity web request, which is going to be these headers. And then my packet to send here, which will be called JSON. We want to have a Unity web request called www. We don't need the headers anymore. And we've already returned it. So if it's valid, then we're going to do this stuff. Otherwise, we're going to do this stuff. Now there is no using on this. Which means that down here, we want to do a www. Do you have like a dispose? And we'll want to do the same thing on this one. This one automatically will do it. But this one won't. Okay. That's good. That's our tutorial taken flag. The next one we have here is for my player data. Player character coroutine. And we'll test this one. So here we want to do a why wouldn't I put this in a using? Like that. Okay, the next one is on my post player character coroutine. And on this one, we're doing a post with these two things at this path. With this piece of JSON here. Now this is actually not right because you want to do this multiple times. So you're going to have it here. And then you're going to say, if it is an error, here, so that's where you're connected. Otherwise, we want to do this one. Give me 1 second. All right, sorry about that. And here, this needs to be this string. And let me look at my post get player coroutine where we have it in the do. And we want to have that here like that. Now this one needs to have the Unity web request here called www. And then we want to do a www.dispose. Okay, that one's done. So we're going to test this next. But what I need to do is I need to take a short break. I'll be back in 12 minutes. Enjoy the music. If you have any questions, make sure you put them in the chat. Discord.pixelhorrorstudios.com. And also I put these videos up at youtube.pixelhorrorstudios.com. See you guys in just 12 minutes.